Hi guys, so as we can see, the new CSGO Pick'em challenges are out for the Stockholm 2021 Major. So we're going to be doing these real quick. I'm going to tell you guys what I think is going to happen. This is total, it's almost chance. And I'll give you guys probably the best, my best recommendations for what's going to happen. So we'll get straight into it. First things first, I'm just going to go through at least like the teams that I think are most likely to go through. So we've got a pretty stacked challenges stage here. So I'm just going to start off with the ones that should make it through without a doubt. So first, let's just put in Astralis, right? These guys, they've won so many majors in a row now. I think it's 3. And they're just, they might not have device anymore, but they're still a solid top 10 team. They're brilliant LAN players. So I'd be very surprised, even without device, if they did make it through. Someone's going to have a real shocker of a performance if they somehow fail this. Also, they'd have to get unlucky with their groups. I think first match is against Copenhagen Flames, so, if there's an upset win there, it probably would be that game. Second, I think Heroic. We haven't seen too much of these guys on LAN, but they are... Obviously, they're very, very capable. ESL Pro League win against Gambit of all teams. They're still pretty consistent. I think they're 5th in the world as I'm making this. 5th or 4th? Not entirely sure. Once again, it would be a huge upset if they didn't make it through. Same can be said for FaZe. They've looked pretty shaky over the year, but recently they've really stepped it up. I think the difference with FaZe is they're such a LAN-orientated team. So I feel like this should actually be really easy for FaZe to make it through, because all of their players have played very well on LAN in the past. Kerrigan, major finalist. Olaf, how many majors has he won at this point? Insane, really. So I think these 3 teams are all pretty set in stone. Another one I would say is very likely would be Virtus Pro. They did lose to Liquid, but it was a close game. I think Liquid's going to be a good LAN team as well, but that's for the next stage. It does depend a lot on the matches they get, but it would surprise me if they didn't make it through. I definitely think Virtus Pro will be advancing. I think I'm going to choose Big, even though if this team I'm not 100% sure with. I think Big is a team that I think there's a lot of debate about what's going to go on there. Not entirely sure. But I think they should make it through. I think ENCE is looking great, but I'm not sure if I'm going to pick them yet because we haven't seen them really on LAN. Spirit, I would have chose them if it was 3 months ago. But now I'm just not sure. I'm going to choose the 0-3. I'm going to put Sharks. The 0-3 and the 3-0 I feel are always so hard to get, because I remember last major I put 3-0 Vitality and 0-3 Dream Eaters, and Vitality lost the first game and Dream Eaters made it through. So these two are, I never would pick the best team. Always save them for your teams that will advance for your points. Go with more of a wild card for 3-0, and that's why I'm actually going to put ENCE as my 3-0 team. They're looking like a great team at the moment, potential for a ton of upset wins. I definitely think they can be going through. Even if we haven't seen much of them, they just look like a really well-founded, built team at the moment. And they're, I think 11th at the moment, so that's great, really, for them. Another team I'm going to put to go through is MOUZ. One of my favourite teams. They haven't looked the greatest recently, but I think their matchups have been actually really difficult. They've got a really good IGL in Dexter. I feel like he does really well for what he is. Obviously, Rops and Frozen, huge talent, great LAN players. I think they should. I think it's a bit more shaky for them. I think they should make it through. And for my last team to make it through, I'm debating between 3 teams here. I'm debating between Spirit, Movistar Riders, and Copenhagen Flames. I'm just going to refresh myself on the matchups for the first round, so just bear with me. Yep, so for the matches here, I can see that Spirit is versing FaZe, Astralis is versing Copenhagen Flames, and Movistar Riders is versing Renegades. So, by solely off of that logic, I'm actually going to say Movistar Riders are going to be the like that kind of wild card team to make it through. The one that you think you would have thought initially might not go through, but will go through. Another potential for 0-3, if you guys are not confident in Sharks, would be Tyloo, because we have not seen much of their team, but it's always with those kind of teams, and same with Sharks, that there's just so much potential for upsets. Don't choose Pain or Entropic for your 0-3 because they're versing each other in the first lineup, which feels like it could be quite close. So I wouldn't gamble on those. ENCE should beat Godsent, so I think ENCE is still... I'm just going to leave that as my kind of wildcard 3-0. MOUZ is versing Sharks, so I feel like that should be a MOUZ win. Heroic versus Tyloo. Tyloo should lose that. Movistar Riders should beat Renegades. But still, that could actually be a match. But anyway, these are my picks. If you want to swap out Movistar Riders, I would choose Copenhagen Flames or Spirit. Even Godsent could be a potential wildcard. I don't think Entropic are going to make it through. I just don't feel like they've got that experience yet. But yep, these are my picks. I hope if you guys follow this, I help you out. You guys should get the credit for the teams getting through, because it would bewilder me if at least 5 of these teams don't make it through. There'd have to be some huge upset wins if that was not to happen. So this should be a pretty dead set group. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I helped. And if you want to tune in for when I do the Challenger stage, the Legend stage, we'll be doing that, and also the Champion stage. So stay tuned for those. Cheers, guys.